You're listening to Just 3 Clicks, and this is episode number 29, Supercharging Your Startup. So this is one that we can probably talk quite a bit about, I suppose. But we're going to try and squeeze as much value as we can. And
I would hope so. I guess.
So it's essentially, as you guys know, like the format of the show is we give you 3 tricks now, or 3 hacks to kind of do something. So this one is essentially 3 hacks on how you can really kind of supercharge that early stage of your startup. Something that I think we've done relatively well, like in the early days. So we started out in 2015.
It'd be good to maybe even say, like, if you're a bootstrapped kind of organization, like this is probably even more relevant because we never raised any money.
So context, we've never raised money. We've got no investment. It's just myself, David, and Jamie who pretty much started, and we're still the only shareholders here. I guess we've got an NED who has a little piece of the pie, but other than that, it's just always been us that have kind of done everything. So the way that we did that was essentially through a lot of different things. There's been a lot of different kind of variables to it, but I would say the 3 things we're going to cover here are probably the big ones that I would recommend or suggest for people to focus on.
Just a disclaimer, there is so many ways you can do this. We've not written the manual on, bootstrapping a business, but I think our journey, our story, we'll draw on what we think is the things that have helped us do that. So, don't take this verbatim because your business may be different. You may have different skills, but this is what we did.
We're just right about the things we're right about.
Yeah.
I've said that before. After Jamie said pretty much the same thing you just said once.
Yeah.
In a different video. Anyway, so, all right, let's start with the first one. So, leveraging the affiliate model. Maybe we should just explain what the affiliate model actually is.
Imagine a commission-only salesperson. Imagine you were selling, selling toilet roll into businesses. And you had 1,000 people all walking around streets, going into people's businesses, saying, hey, you can buy some toilet roll. Everyone needs it. And let's say...
People probably did last year.
And let's say there was no risk to you because if they made no sales, they made no money. Then that's pretty much what an affiliate is. It's a bunch of commission-only salespeople, in essence.
And if you look at some physical brick mortar type businesses who sell like services like electricity, TV cable back in the day. In the UK we had like Sky. This is how they would leverage a lot of sales in that format. Like they'd have people on the street, your door-to-door salespeople, knocking on doors and just selling contracts, and you would get paid. The salesperson would just get paid a very small kind of fee for closing the contract. I was one of them once. That annoying guy just knocking on people's doors. And I used to get £25 for every sign up, basically. So the goal was 4 sales a day, £25, £100 a day. That was kind of like the dream back then.
The dream.
So yeah, that's essentially the affiliate model. So the way we did it was we basically put the product together. We already had quite an extensive affiliate network between myself, David, and Jamie. So the way we did it was we started reaching out to our kind of known affiliates and just said, we've got this great new product coming out. We're going to sell it for $67. You can get a 50% cut on every sale you make. Some affiliates got a little bit more than 50%. Like, just depends on what you're willing to kind of give. But essentially, you're not paying for the lead, so you can give them anywhere up to 100%. Really, maybe sometimes even more if you wanted to. Like, if you really knew your numbers tight. I know people that do that. But essentially, it's just risk free, isn't it?
Yeah. There's an opportunity cost, but the risk is diminished. If you're paying someone 100% of your commission, you do need to know your numbers. You are kind of potentially sacrificing some profit, but I mean, just imagine we had thousands of people promoting the product. We did $500,000 in the first week of 4 days of opening. So you imagine, I mean, when I say it right, it doesn't sound that impressive because we've done it probably 8-9 times.
Too many times now.
But whenever I tell people, be it investors we've spoken to, be it, consultants or anybody, they're like, oh my God, how? How did you manage to do that? And I think we take it for granted, but that $500,000 wasn't just $500,000; it was $100,000 of MRR too, so 1.2 million of ARR. So we took the cash we made, which I think at the time was about 280 in our pockets, if I remember, pounds, and we took the MRR and we used that to essentially angel fund the business from its own revenue. So rather than going raising 200 grand from angels, we did it ourselves, and then we carried on.
A couple of things to think about this as well is obviously thinking about your funnel, your pricing model is really important if you're going to do this, because the way that we had our funnel set up, I don't want to go too much into this. If you want to get a deeper view on how we did this, like episode 3, how to leverage affiliate partners, really recommend you go and listen to that, because we go quite deep into how that whole process worked. But essentially, we charged a one-time fee on the top of the funnel, so that was $67, and then we had a $37 recurring upsell. So we were doing like a 20 to 25% instant conversion. So that's essentially if out of 100 people, 20 to 25 people were instantly buying that subscription upsell, which is why we grew the MRR so quickly in such a short space of time. So that's just one thing to kind of note and think about is your funnel kind of optimized for an affiliate funnel? Doesn't mean you can't use affiliates on a recurring only product. It just means that in our perspective, it was like, right, if we, like David said, we done $500,000. So it's like, if you've got a completely bootstrapped business and you need cash now, which is what we did need, like we needed cash right now to reinvest and keep growing. So doing it that way is great, because you get the best of both worlds. You'll get your kind of recurring income coming in. Maybe not as high as it could have been if it was just recurring, but because of that one-time sale, the conversion was high. So because of that initial high conversion on the one-time sale product, we put loads of money in the bank. So it gave us breathing room, margin.
And we could pay our affiliates more money as well. So they got paid half that. Some people got paid 75%. So they're making, $30 per sale. They make 1,000 sales, they make 30 grand. Whereas if we'd have done 20% of the MRR, they would have made money over the long kind of period, but it's not as exciting in the first month. It's a bit, I've made two grand. So I think the reason we did that was we built an event around it, and a lot of people made a lot of money. They were happy. It means that they will support you again in the future. And it's just easier to talk about. It's easier to digest. And I think as well, our view was, if someone buys a product, then even if they don't upgrade in month 1, they've already put their hand up and said, I want to make video content, so we can remarket to them. They still use the product. It might just be that we release a template that they want to upgrade to. So if you can work out how to do that to your product, to have a one-time fee maybe for something, it's a really good way to kind of get started and drive some revenue. So you don't have to go and raise money.
Yeah. And it surprises me how little I see this, to be honest, in the SaaS community. Is that affiliate marketing is a very big thing. I mean, just some quick stats, like so the amount that businesses are going to be spending on affiliate marketing in the US alone by 2022 is estimated to be $8.2 billion. In the space of 2015 to 2020, the term affiliate marketing increased by 200% in terms of search. And 16% is the percentage of online orders being generated by affiliate marketing alone. So it's a very, very big pool.
Look at all these people on Instagram now, like for Gymshark or whatever.
Yeah.
They're wearing Gymshark clothing, and then they say get 20% off with my link, exactly. And that's kind of what they are. They will get paid a commission, or they'll get paid a fee to essentially represent the brand. And I think it's kind of, an affiliate might be kind of an influencer who's not who's not getting on camera and being a personality. It might just be, could be a website, it could be an opt-in email marketing list they use. They essentially sending traffic to your page and you convert it, they send it.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. So that's affiliate marketing. Again, if you want to get deeper into that, episode 3, we talk about how to kind of generate more interest in your program by using competitions, gamifying your JV program, your affiliate program, and creating an affiliate video series as well, and how that all kind of leverages for you to have a much more successful program. So make sure you check that out. So as you start using the affiliate model, like what we did was we kind of ran that for a couple of years. I'd say 3 years, maybe ish, 2-3 years.
Yeah, but we also would have been 14 months in we started the paid stuff.
Yeah. So a natural progression from affiliate marketing is paid advertising. So paid advertising is a really tricky horse. It's one of those things where you will fall off that horse again and again. And even when you're doing well, you'll still keep falling off it. We fall off it pretty much every month. So it's a very difficult thing to do. So you've got to do this at the right time when you can actually afford it. So we've got to a stage where the affiliate marketing model was doing really well. We grew a pretty significant amount of recurring income from that. So the next kind of correct step would have been to kind of pivot into paid advertising. Now, paid advertising, what is it? Really simple. You pay for someone to go to your page. Literally, that's pretty much what it is. And you kind of use it as a twofold approach to your marketing. So use the affiliate model to kind of get yourself going, generate some cash. And then really, if you want to start scaling ridiculously, paid advertising is pretty much the way to go.
Yeah, I think some people go kind of, with the traditional kind of product-led, the brand building, SEO. The problem is that can take quite a bit of time. So if you're going to raise 10 million in capital, you can afford to take the time to do that. But if you literally, we had 300 grand in the bank, we need to make some money. We need to create revenue. We need to bring users to the platform. The fastest way to do that is pretty much.
I mean, $10 million, if you had a 10% burn rate, what does that mean? How long would it take me to run out of money on a 10% burn rate on 10 million?
Well, if you did 100 grand, you're doing $1 million a month.
Yeah. So what's that? Years?
10 months.
10 months. 10 months of money, $1 million a month as well is a lot of money. A lot of money, for a new business. That's great. I can see the benefits of why that would be amazing. If you're bootstrapped, you don't have that luxury. You've got to kind of be in a position where you're profitable every month, really. In the early days, anyway, you definitely want to be.
You can break even. You could be break even, or you could make a shitload of money 1 month and then burn the cash over a 3-month period. But you've got to really focus on your numbers and make sure that you're not wasting money. And you kind of got to build a bit of a war chest to then take a risk. And I think the good thing about paid is there's been two periods in our business, and I think if you add the periods together, it would probably equal 7 or 8 months in 6 years where we've driven that much revenue and profit that it's literally given us a bit of a war chest to go and do stuff with. So 2017, we did $1 million in a month with paid advertising in revenue. Made a lot of money, a lot of cash in the bank. And then last year as well, we did, I think our record month last year was 2.3 million in revenue. And obviously, with our model, we can have a really big month of revenue, and then the month after can be less. It's the underlying MRR which we're after. So revenue's it's not irrelevant, but it's not. It can be a bit more vanity than anything. But those 2 periods in the business really gave us a big. It's kind of like raising money. It's pretty much exactly the same as going out and raising it from an investor, but we raised our money from our customer base. We raised it from people using the product, and I think it really what helped us do that was the paid advertising, because we can go and literally buy the traffic rather than sitting in a room saying, hey, what marketing are we going to do to get these people in? Oh, let's do some SEO. Well, that'll take a year. We'll run out of money in a year potentially, or people would do if you're just starting.
So yeah, some kind of like important points here is, number one, your funnel needs to be, I mean, I say it needs to be, it might not have to be, but for us, our funnel is very different to a traditional paid SaaS funnel. Like a general paid SaaS funnel, you'll normally see free trial or like a paid trial or whatever. So they'll get credit card details and then you can go and then you'll get billed kind of like 30 days later or whatever. What we do is we run ads straight to a paid product. So we charge between 67 and 97. I can't remember where we are now. Like between that price range right away off the bat off an ad. So we're getting ROI on our ads instantly. So conversions aren't going to be as sexy as a free product. We will get less users, but we'll generate more money. So for a bootstrap business, that's really important. Now that might change later on. Like if we do one day raise money, if we suddenly have a lot more money in the bank, maybe we'll change it and it'll be different. But right now, that seems to be working quite well for us. I'd recommend doing it that way, to be honest. Like if I was starting again, I'd probably still do it the same way, because it's money in the bank and cash kind of wins in the early days.
If your aim is to build a company you can exit, then you want to retain as much equity as you can. Now, if you go like and do like an angel round, you're going to give up a big percentage of your business for not much cash. Or let's say it was 200 grand for 20% of the business. Like, well, go and raise the 200 grand yourself, keep your 20%, and then go and do a seed round, and then give up your 20% then. You retain 20% of the business, and you're not going to be as diluted in the future. So these are just kind of things you can do to retain control and to retain equity. Because down the line, when you get to exit your business, that 20% could be worth 2 million, it could be worth 20 million, it could be worth 200 million if you build a $1 billion business. So, for the
I mean, ClickFunnels is a great example here. They've done hundreds and hundreds of million.
I read the other day they're at 180 million. Whether that's right or not,
I think so. Like, I think they've done insanely well. Totally bootstrapped, paid funnel. They've nailed it on that advertising, and actually they do a free trial.
But their first product was it not? How they killed it initially was a webinar.
Webinars, yeah.
Was it 1497?
Yeah. So what they did was they did a 2-year deal. That's the one that I got initially.
Yeah.
I paid something like, it was either 1497 or 1997, and I got it for 2 years.
Yeah, but that is essentially, it's kind of in your mind, yeah, that becomes a one-time product, because it's like, well, it's 2 years. In 2 years, like, it's too far in the future for it to be a monthly thing. Like, you're not thinking, well, I've got to pay it next month. You're thinking, well, I can't even think about kind of the next 6 months, never mind 2 years. So it kind of takes a risk away, because you're like, well, I've got it for 2 years. If I don't use it, well, oh well.
Yep. So good company to check out is ClickFunnels. I think the key benefits here are, like as David said, it's speed. There's not really anything else as fast as paid traffic, and the reason is because it's instant and you can get in front of the right people at the same time. So there's no faffing about with, oh well, let's do the keyword research and make sure the right people come to the page, and let's wait for it to rank. Oh shit, rankings have fallen. Now we've got to spend another 3 months trying to get the page back up. There's none of that. It's literally find your customer or your avatar, and you can target them literally within a day or two.
As well, you might do SEO, right? But your page might convert terribly.
Yeah.
So you might be ranking, but your conversion rate to user might be horrendous. With paid, you can literally work out your conversion rates. You can split test. You can really rapidly improve your page, so that if you run SEO alongside it in a year's time, you're running SEO to a high converting page rather than a page that couldn't convert anybody.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it on ads that we'll go about here. I think a good resource here would be to go to our blog. We've got a series called a Paid Ad Series. It's 9 powerful, insightful articles that pretty much documents our learnings from spending pretty much $1 million on ads within a 30-day window. That's what David was referring to. So we've pretty much put together like all of our key findings and what really worked for us in that window. So check that out if you want to kind of delve deeper into that topic there. So that's number 2. So the last one, which isn't as exciting, but it's really important, is hiring and nurturing fresh new talent. So when I say that, it probably sounds really obvious, like hiring people, but it's not necessarily just hiring anyone. You got to get the right kind of people. And I think this is a lesson we really learned, probably more recent than previously, really. I mean, maybe let's talk about how we look at hiring now versus how we looked at it maybe a couple of years ago. We've talked about it a few times before, but it might just be worth delving in.
I think we got introduced to the term like backfill, didn't we? It's like backfill a role. So don't hire someone who can do the entire thing. I hire someone who can, do some of it, and they can grow into the role. I think in the early days of the business, it's kind of, if you hire too many kind of
Too many chefs.
Yeah, too many. Yeah, that was what I was trying to kind of find the term for. But if you hire too many chefs, you end up with, not really moving anywhere, and too many ideas, too many people trying to assert their authority, and it's expensive. Let's not forget, if you've got someone on $100,000 a year, you're getting as much of their time as somebody who's on $20,000 a year, but you could get 5 people. And if you're kind of providing a lot of the C-suite, kind of the strategic direction for the business, you don't really need that many kind of, kind of going back, I want to add something to this, which I think would have been good to talk about. But like, before you start hiring, maybe a co-founder, like getting a good co-founder is always a good start. But from there, just hiring people who are passionate, hiring people that just want to work for what your business is. And in the last episode, we talked about vision, values, people who share your values, who might not have all the skills, but they've got, they get up and go, they've got that drive, they've got the ambition. Because in the early days of a business, it's not about, I'm a support agent and I just do customer support. You could be making the teas, the coffees. You could be, jumping into product workshops. You could be, learning how to code and fix little bugs.
Yep.
And I think if you hire people that are prepared to do that, you might find that person ends up not being a support agent, but they end up being, maybe a junior developer who fixes the bugs for the app. So they're the front line of the business. I think these are the kind of people you want to bring in initially. It's people who can be, jacks of all trades, because day to day it can be crazy. We were once in support back in the day. 3,000 tickets in the support desk. We were those people. There's 3 of us, and we were those people in the business. It would be, making coffee, going and buying the food, doing the support tickets, managing the development team, working with designers. Hell, we designed pages. We were using landing page builders to make
I was using ClickFunnels.
Yeah,
I remember making ClickFunnel pages for Jamie, like back in the day.
So we did all these things, and I think if there's one of you need to hire these people in, or find people that would come in and do it for equity.
I think you have a really big temptation when I sometimes have it now, and I always take a step back and just say, well, just wait a second. Like, when you see a problem in the business, your first instinctive reaction is like, right, I just need to get a boss at this thing. Like, I need to get the best person, someone that's done it before, someone that's got the experience to do this specific job, like the best person. And whilst that sounds really tempting, it's expensive. So you might not be in a position to do it anyway. It's very, very hard to get that kind of person to actually do the grunt work because that person's already done it. So when you bring someone in that's high level, they're not going to come in and make the teas and the stuff David's saying. They're not going to go and pick up all those other little things. What they'll want to do is the high level role, and they won't get their hands dirty. And I tell you now, every fucker will tell you, yeah, I'll get my hands dirty. I'll get my hands dirty. I'll do it. I'll do all the, I'll do all the grunt work. They won't. Like, they're not going to
No.
do it.
They'll want to hire people. The first board meeting, the first kind of team meeting, it'll be, yeah, we need to hire these people. Here's how the team needs to be.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like 8 people, because that's what they had in the other business. And then you start thinking, well, we can't afford to hire 8 people.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, Jamie's hiring for someone right now. And, some of the feedback that we got from that was like, well, you need to build a team. Like, you need, like, God knows how many people. And it's
12
like
people or something.
12 people. It's a lot of money. Like, even in our position now, 12 people, it's
20% of the business.
I mean, we've got 12 people in our building right now, probably less. So it's like, where are all these people going to go? So you got to think about, like, can you upskill people inside? Like, so as an example, Tom, who's going to be editing this, like, we've got a need in the business right now for more animators because we need to do stuff with the new version of our app. We need more stuff kind of created for that, like in terms of animation content. So we have hired one person, Simona, but then it's like we're gonna need more Simonas, but we don't have anybody that can do this right now because all of the other animators are pretty much occupied with creating animations for the app. So Tom pretty much is our video editor, but we're now trying to upskill Tom to be able to make full-on video animations using After Effects, using other kind of animation tools. So Tom's learning how to do it, and he's getting good at it. Like, I just saw an animation this morning, and I'm like, shit, like, he's doing it. Like, he's made a stinger from scratch. Like, so that's just an example. We could easily go and hire someone for 35, 40K, get a really experienced animator, get him in-house and whatever. But we've got Tom in the building who has spare time, is really eager to progress and learn, and is actually doing it. So you can just see how there are opportunities in the business to find people that can do stuff. Caroline's a great example. Like, Caroline starts in support, but she's now pivoting into product, like learning more about the technical aspect of the business. So I think it's really easy to always just think the answer is just get more people. But staying lean is a really, really important thing if you're a startup.
I think as well, something to add there is develop yourself as well. Like, read books, go on courses, get more qualifications. Like, it's something we're trying to do in our business now is develop ourselves to be, what do we need in the business? We need to be maybe manage a team better. So could we bring someone in to do that? Well, we almost did. We almost hired a CEO, but we decided not to because we thought, well, maybe we just need to become. We need to do it ourselves. We need to become better at certain things. So we're now educating ourselves to do that. And I think, it's all about hire a team that fit within the business and then develop that team, help them progress, help them. I think Richard Branson's got a quote, and I think it's something around kind of training your staff or develop your staff so that they can leave, but treat them so well they don't want to. I think that's kind of what you should do.
Somebody else said, like, try and make your people better than you. I can't remember who said that now, but I think that's a really, really good one. Because I think when you're a founder, it's so easy to just, like, fall into the ego thing. And it's like, well, I'm the founder, I'm the leader, so I'm supposed to be the best at everything. But you're not. You're not supposed to be the best at everything. You're supposed to be the best facilitator. Like, you should be able to facilitate, you should be able to captivate people, influence them. But essentially, you've got to utilize everybody else's skill sets to get to the end goal. And I think that's a big thing is utilize your resources. Every single person that comes in is an investment, isn't it? It's an asset in the business. So are you actually utilizing the asset to the fullest capability? Most of the time, no.
Well, as well, you don't. If someone comes in to do a particular job, they might not tell you that they've got a skill that could be utilized elsewhere. So one thing, I think it was Google did, like Google Garage. I think it was like to 20% time or whatever it was, where 20% of your time was spent working on whatever you wanted to work on. I think Google Maps came from that, and Gmail too. So they got two of their biggest products from just allowing their team to work on what they wanted to do. And it's something we want to do in our businesses, free up our team to work on things that they think could impact the business. Because we as founders have got our own ideas, but, I'm not a developer. I'm not a video creator. I'm not an animator. I'm not close to customer support anymore as we used to be. So I'm not the expert. The team is. And I think if you can free up the team and you can allow them that freedom to actually, do something and make an impact that they think needs to be made, you can get some really interesting things out of it. And I think, that's probably, it's not just about hiring people and formally developing them. It's about giving them freedom in the business to maybe be a founder, to be a founder for 2 hours a week, 3 hours a week. And I think that's kind of what we're trying to do here now.
I mean, Holly's a really good example as well. I'm just trying to think of people like Holly. Holly does kind of like a lot of the social posting and a lot of the kind of like administrative parts of our content. So she'll get stuff out, handle like thumbnails and things like that, which, is all really important stuff. But she actually instigated the idea of a July the 4th kind of campaign, like a holiday campaign, which ended up being a really profitable campaign, increased recurring revenue. It was a really successful campaign, one of the best ones we've actually done. And none of us had any involvement with it. Like myself, David, and Jamie didn't even know it was happening, which I think is a lesson in itself. It's like, if you give people the possibility to actually just stretch a little bit, like they'll come back with some really good stuff. People aren't confined to boxes all the time. People do have other skills. Relia gets on camera and he's like really great on camera. It's like, why does he not do more of that? Like Adam is our really, really junior. He's like the baby in the business. Like, and he's only just like getting into working and things like that. This is his first proper job. And he came in to do a videography role, but actually he's really good on camera. He's got a natural ability to be good on camera, and he didn't even know until kind of Dan got him to go and try to be on camera. So now we're sitting with Adam about possibly fronting a lot more of the content, which frees up my time, frees up Maya's time. And this is the point. It's like there's a lot of hidden skills in people that I think, if we spend a little bit more time investigating and giving opportunities, you'll find it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me on that point. Do you got anything to add to that?
No, I think we've done it justice. I think we're trying to keep these episodes kind of concise, so we've done our job there. Cool.
So I'd recommend going and checking out our Instagram team takeover story. So you'll find that on our Instagram. It's just at Viddyoze. They're really cool. They're pretty fun to watch. They're basically videos from other people in the business that you wouldn't normally see on camera, and they're talking about their role. They're essentially, it's a takeover, so they're talking about all kinds of stuff. So go and check that out on the Instagram, and that's pretty much it. That's our 3 kind of takeaways there. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube. Leave a review if you're able to on Spotify or whatever else, and follow us and whatever else. So we'll see you in the next episode. And if you have any feedback on the new format of the show as well, send it into support@viddyoze.com, because we'd love to hear what you think about that.